So coming to the next topic is land distribution in Rampur. So in previous topics, what we have realized that the how much important of land is the land is how much important for the farming purpose. So we have realized it. So unfortunately, in this village, not all the people will busy in the agriculture. They need the sufficient land. First of all, they need what? A sufficient land for the cultivation, right? So the population of the Rampur is about how much? 2660 members. So in that there are about 450 families. So they are belonging to what? These 450 families are belonging to the different castes. The upper caste families with own majority of the land in the village. It means whoever the upper caste families are there, they have some more majority of the land in that village. They have covered more majority of land. And their houses also, how it will be, their houses are like some of them quite large in size, and that it will made up of brick and cement, plastering, all the facilities. It means the upper caste families, they will look somewhat good in the villages. Their houses, it will be large and it will be with the bricks like a building. So the coming to other caste, so who are the other caste people? The SCs is nothing but Dalit people. So they will comprise only 1/3 of the population, and they live in more modest houses. It means they are living, how the SCs are, how much percentage of people are there? Only the 1/3 of the population in this village, the SCs are there. And they will live, and they have houses also, just a normal houses, just a modest houses, is nothing but a small portions of houses, that's it. So in that they will live, and some portions of which may be thatched, and they are located in one corner outside the main village area. So some houses also, it is completely away from the village, in one corner, in one place. They have the houses, a small houses, small portions of houses to live. They will be in a corner in the village area. So in this village, in this Rampur village, how much? The 1/3 of the populations are SCs only. It means 1/3 is nothing but 150 families. So the 150 families are completely the Dalits only. So these complete Dalits are related to landless people only. It means they don't have their own land, landless people. So most of the families are related to Dalits only. Only a few people which are upper caste families also there. Only just one or two people, they don't have land. Otherwise every normally for the upper caste people, they have land compulsory. So there are 60 families of medium and large farmers who cultivate more than 2 hectares of land. How many families? 60 families of medium and large farmers. So they will cultivate how much? More than 2 hectares of land here. So some of the other farmers, some few farmers, what they have done, the large farmers who are there, they have extended their land over how much? 10 hectares or more than 10 hectares. They have extended their land. So about 240 families will cultivate what? Small plots of land less than 2 hectares in size. How many? 240 families, they will cultivate the plots less than 2 hectares in the sizes. So who are working for this cultivation, who are cultivating the small plots, such plots, they don't have much income in the farmer family. They don't get so much of income in the farmer families. So there is a one incident as an example. So in the year of 1960, the name, a farmer name is Gobind. So he was a farmer. So he have 2.25 hectares of unirrigated land. It means a land is there, but there was no any irrigation facilities in the land. So with the help of, he have how many? 3 sons. So with the help of his 3 sons, the Gobind has, what he have done, he have cultivated his land. And they did not live very comfortably. The family managed to feed itself with a little bit of extra income from one buffalo that the family possessed. So what this, by taking the help of the 3 sons also, he cultivated, but they did not feel comfortable about this, and they did not got proper income. So they have started extra income to earn the income by the buffaloes also. They have one buffalo, so they are selling the milk and they are earning some amount of income to run their family. So after some years, what happened? The Gobind, the three sons' father, the Gobind has died. So after dying, what happened? That land have divided among the three sons. So each one now, the each son has how much the plot of land? That is only 0.75 hectare in size. So for each member, each son 0.75 hectare, 0. So like this they have divided equally. Even with improved irrigation and modern farming methods, I mean nowadays what they have, many irrigation facilities are improved. So with the many improving irrigation facilities and the modern farming methods also came technology. So with this all the facilities also, the Gobinson, they are not able to cultivate the land. So what they have done, they have to look for additional work during part of the year. So when they are not able to do that agriculture with this all facilities also, then they have only one option. What is that? They have to look for the additional work in the year. So like this, in the Rampur village, the land has divided. So how it is divided? Some amount of land is divided for the upper caste families, and only some amount of family, the 2 hectares, the people who are the medium farmers are there, they will cultivate only about 2 hectares, and who are the good farmers are there, it means they have rich farmers are there, they will cultivate among 10 hectares of land or more than that. And who will cultivate less than 2 hectares, they don't have much their income in the they don't get more income. So like this, in this Rampur village, the land has divided. So moving on to the next topic, what is it? Organization of production. So it is the most important topic in this chapter. So organization of production. So let us try to understand that what is the process of production in the Rampur village, and it is nothing but how to organize the production in a village. It not in a village, in general also. In generally, how to organize a production, we will discuss in this topic. So the producer requires a number of items to produce a goods or service. So for a producer, for a man who will produce the goods, what he require definitely a number of items, then only a commodity can make. For example, if we want to manufacture pencil, so what he need, definitely whatever the related materials of related to the pencil they need, that items materials he need, then only he can provide the good or service or a commodity to us. So this organization and production has been classified into the 5 categories. What is that? The land, labor, tools and raw materials, and knowledge and enterprise. So coming to the land. So what is land? First of all, the land is a natural resources. What is it? It is a natural resources. So to do something work, or to do something agriculture or anything, first of all what we need land must. So we can't do all the works in the air or any other place, right? Definitely we need land for the work purpose. Definitely we need land here. And coming to the water, forests and minerals, and how the land and water are used for farm. And we also discussed how the land and water both are using in the Rampur village to develop their village. So in that, the land will plays a major role in the organization of production. And next, coming to labor. So what is labor? We need labor for what purpose? To work for us. For example, we have some hectares, 2 hectares of agriculture fields we have. So in to work in that, what we need definitely a labor. So who is labor? We need labor for what purpose? To work for us. The people, those who are working again as a labor, so they have been classified into two categories. So what is that? One is skilled persons and another is unskilled persons. So coming to skilled persons, what are the skilled persons? Who have the knowledge, who are the people, there are highly trained and educated workers, that people comes under the categories of the skilled persons. And coming to non-skilled person, the workers who will do the manual work, just they don't, it means they don't have knowledge, they will just do the manual work, that people comes under the which category? Unskilled category. So at last, what it is, the people who are working for us, we will call them as what? Labor, and we will pay some amount of money to them, that for their work. So for skilled people, a different type of pay, it means according to their work, the laborers have a different types of payments for them. For example, we will take an example like the managers is there, no? The managers in the hotels, or the accountants are there. So these are all are comes under the skilled persons, right? The skilled because they have the knowledge how to manage. So instead of that, who will do the just manual work? Like for example, in office, accountant is there, he is the skilled person. So normally in office, who will do the attender is there, so what he will do just a manual work. He will bring the books, he will bring the files. So whatever the manual work they will say, he will do. So he will comes under the unskilled category. Next, coming to the third requirement, what it is? Capital. What is the first requirement here? Land. Second requirement is labor, and third is capital. So for the production, first of all, we if we want to keep any production, any farm or any factory, first of all, what we need? Capital we need, money we need, right? So in that, these money is classified into two types. What is that? First of all, the tools. Tools is nothing but the machines or whatever it may be. So what is it? The tools and machines, who are using here the tools and machines? The farmers are using. So earlier, before, in previous years, we used to do the works with our own hands only, right? Because at that time they don't have any technology, and at that time they don't have any machines, so that the people used to do the works with their hands only. But nowadays, what happened? The modern equipments are came, the modern machines are came. So instead of using the bullock carts, buffaloes, bullock cart, they are using tractors, right? So like this, the technology has brought a change here. So what is happening with this machines like machines in the sense what? Machinery, tractors, and sewing machines, seeds. So like this, all these machines are came. By these machines, what is happening? The work is done very easily here. So if we need to, the work will be finished very soon. Only we need to know is how to operate these machines. If we have the knowledge of this, that how to operate these machines, then we can very easy, then what we can finish our work within a short period. So what will happen when we finish the work in the short period? Automatically it leads to what? The perfection of the work. So large amount of work can be done in a very short time of period. For example, we will take an example. In America, the people are there, they have for each person they have 100 hectares of land, they have owned it themselves. So for each person 100 hectares. So if he want to keep the workers in the 100 hectares of land, so what he need very many thousands of workers he need to work in the fields. So that how he will pay the payments for the laborers? He can't afford that. So what the American people will do? They will use 2 or 3 machines. That is because they have good technology there. So they will use 2 or 3 machines in that fields, and with that machines only they know how to operate. So that's with that machines only they will finish their complete work without labors, and within a short period the work will be finished, and they can run their farming agriculture process very easily. So like this, in the same way, if in our country also, if everyone has the knowledge that how to operate, then we can also finish our works very easily. Next, coming to raw materials, such as, for example, we will take the clay. So what it is used for? To make the pot. So the pottery is used this clay for making the pot. So here the clay is a raw material, and after preparing the pot will become what? The production good or service it will become. So for any production process, first of all we required what? The raw materials we require here. So near the producer, what he needs some amount of money to require to buy other necessary materials also, which are used in the production process. So it takes some time. It takes some time to complete the production and to sell the goods or services in the market. So only the money flow back into the, then only the money will flow back into the production process. It is nothing but then only we can get the profit here. So this requirement for raw material and money are called what? Working capital. And this is different from physical capital because the tools and machines and buildings, these are used in the production cycle here. The fourth requirement is what? The technology and enterprise. So to able to manage this all these factors like land, labor, capital, tools, machines, to organize all this, first of all what we need a knowledge, who have the knowledge, that person we need. It means a good knowledgeable enterprises we need. We have all the facilities but we don't have the knowledge person. So what is the use of that? It is completely comes under the waste. So what will happen? So for example, we can take it as, for example, you have constructed a good building, right? Hospital you have constructed. So everything is good in the hospital but there is no doctor. So what is the use there? First of all, we need doctor to knowledgeable doctor to manage the hospital, right? So if the doctor is there, then only possible the hospital will run here. So like that, in any production process or in any farming or agriculture, in anything, first of all we need a good enterprise. So who have the knowledge of to manage everything, and who have the knowledge of technology, everything he have to manage. So he comes under the what? The good enterprises. So the production is organized by enterprises combining the elements of land, labor and capital. Here organization. So this land, labor, capital and organization, we call it as what? The factors of production or organization of production. So by this, your land distribution in Rampur topic and organization of production. So these two topics have finished. In next class we will discuss remaining topics.